Hello there, I'm the modern druid, and I propose here a postscript to the theory of transindividuation systems developed in Delirium. We have said that the techniques that enable the transmission of knowledge, hypomnesis, have such an influence that they come to structure societies and they condition our biotechno-sociological individuation. We were therefore saying that this theory could be interesting for thinking about our current period, and possibly the future, particularly the developments of digitalization. You will find this in previous episode regarding the General Institutional Reform Program. But we'll discuss here the fact that this theory of hypomnesic transindividuation systems also perhaps offers an opportunity to think about the past, not only the future, and, retrospectively, to shed light on the different eras that have followed one another, with regard to the evolution of these hypomnesic systems. We will focus here solely on the case of the West. It would be good and certainly instructive, therefore necessary, to study what is thought elsewhere in the world, and in Orient in particular. It could validate our theory or invalidate it. But, before that, in France, for example, here is the sequence of these different periods that we teach our children. And you can follow this presentation with the image. For once, here is a graph. It is normally well known that there would have been prehistory, up to the invention of writing. Then antiquity, up to the fall of the Western Roman Empire. Then the Middle Ages, up to the capture of Constantinople, or the discovery of America in 1492. Then the modern era up to the French Revolution. And finally the contemporary era, which still continues today. This classic periodization is criticized, and many historians consider it to be in need of revision, but personally, we don't know of any alternative yet. Here, we are interested in the possibility of a new division of historical periods, which would in fact follow the succession of different systems of transindividuation. And each period would be defined by the reference system that is hegemonic within it. Because, if we follow the evolutions of the H-stir, the hypomnesic system, we remark it also follows the political evolutions, and for instance, the evolution of the sharing of power, which shaped the society and the era. And this would give this, again in the image. There would have been the clan period. We no longer speak of prehistory, a term that is considered degrading. The clan period is based on oral and graphic hypomnesis, that is, tales, stories, and paintings. Power is shared among the members of the clan. This period ends with the invention of writing. This is followed by the period of royal empires, based on cuneiform and hieroglyphic scripts, with power held by the king and the priests via scribes. It ends with the appearance of alphabetic, hieratic, or simplified scripts. This is followed by the feudal period, based on simplified handwritten script, with power now shared between the king, priests, and nobles. This period ends with the invention of book printing, but the next period actually begins, or rather, with the bourgeois revolutions, the fruit of the invention of printing. That is to say, the invention of the printing press was the first phase of the epochal doubling, which suspended feudal programs based on handwritten writing. And the bourgeois revolutions were the second phase of the epochal doubling, which brought new social programs, in line with the spread of printed books. Then there would be the bourgeois period, after the revolution, and up until 1993 in the entry of the web into the public domain, which is now disrupting the programs of a bourgeois-dominated society. We then await the political actions that will regulate the digitization of society. And as we have already mentioned, if we consider that we are all now participating in the digitization of society, we would have to develop social systems that effectively allow for the sharing of power between everyone. We could call this, after the bourgeois period, the popular period. This, of course, remains to come, and according to our theories, which remain entirely hypothetical. Moreover, with Emmanuel Macron, who will do everything he can, even burn France, to avoid having to share the power, we have foolishly conceded to him. Thank to have followed this program till the end. I'm now working on the GIR, the General Institutional Reform, and this work is not mature yet. So maybe it could be published in 2026? I am the Modern Druid, and take care until then.